Nikola Jokic isn't going to dominate the game with his overwhelming athleticism. He can't jump at the gym like Zach LaVine, and he doesn't have blazing speed like Russell Westbrook, but he will get to you with his skill as a 7-footer in the league. Nikola Jokic's playmaking skills are that of a point guard, and the whole Nuggets offense runs through him. He might be the slowest player on the court at all times, but he can also be the best player on the court. He's not a Zion, Giannis, or Shaquille O'Neal who are more physically dominant or too much physically for people to handle, but his fundamental skill and feel for the game have Nikola Jokic is the best center in the NBA. Now I know what you're thinking, what about a center like Joel Embiid or Karl-Anthony Towns? Joel Embiid's defense is 10 times better than Jokic's, or Karl-Anthony Towns, who's a more efficient and better scorer than Jokic's. But with me personally, I value player performance and how much a player contributes to winning a lot of times more than I value skill. It's the reason I have someone like Isaiah Thomas over CP3 all time. We've seen Isaiah bring a championship to Detroit twice. You could pick Chris Paul for the better player or Isaiah Thomas for the better player, but I think the championships is what separates Isaiah Thomas from Chris Paul, how much he contributes to winning and how much he has won compared to CP3. In that situation, I really value contribution to winning for one player over another. It's the same reason I have MJ as the GOAT over same reason I have MJ as the GOAT over LeBron James, because MJ simply won more for whatever that reason may be. When ranking players, winning isn't everything for me, but it's huge. So while Embiid and Towns might be more skilled than Jokic, for the past couple years we've seen Jokic lead the Denver Nuggets to the top 3 seed in the West. And in the 2019 playoffs, we saw him ball out, averaging 25 points, 13 boards, and 8 assists with good shooting splits, better than Embiid or Cat's playoff track record up to this point. Embiid has led the 76ers to the playoffs twice now, but both times he has underperformed in the postseason compared to his regular season. Same with Cat. In 2018 playoffs, he made the playoffs for the first time in his career, but Karl-Anthony Towns only averaged 15 points per game in the first round. Now I know Jokic has only made the playoffs once in his career, and I'm not going to overreact over one playoff run, but it was a great playoffs for that being his playoff debut. Better than any playoff performance Embiid or Kaz had. And again, like I said, even if a player is more skilled than another player, I look at the playoffs and how much they really contribute to winning. And in my opinion, Jokic contributes to winning more consistently than Joel Embiid or Karl-Anthony Towns, which is why I have him as the number 1 center in the game today. Now we know Nikola Jokic is a great player and he will be for a long time. He's already proven to be a star on a winning team at 25 years old, but the question is, do the Nuggets have enough to win a championship? To me the answer is no, at least not right now. They can't match it with the Clippers or Lakers at this moment, even though they're right there behind them in the standings. Jamal Murray is a good point guard with a lot of potential, but isn't enough as the number 2 if the Nuggets want to win a championship. Hoping they can get another guy to back up Jokic, because again, Jokic had a great 2019 playoffs in his playoff debut. It's great to see that he can perform when it matters most on the biggest stages while being so young. Guys like Gary Harris, Paul Millsap, and Will Barton are good players, but not enough to win a championship if they're the 3rd, 4th, and 5th best players on the team. Jamal Murray had a really good playoffs run, right next to Jokic comparing it to his regular season. He averaged 21 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds on 43, 34, and 9-8 shooting splits. This was a good duo throughout the playoffs, but won't match up against LeBron and AD, or Kawhi and Paul George. I'm interested to see how the Nuggets continue to build around their center. They need another guy if they want to win a championship in this league, but to start with this foundation, I think they're doing alright. Now we know Nikola Jokic is a great player currently, and I'm excited to see how he grows and how he expands his game going forward, because we know he can score down low, he can score in the post, he can play make, get shots for his teammates, the whole offense runs through him. But some other things he needs to work on, his defensive game and even some of his mobility. We've seen him be able to work the game, become an all-star in the Western Conference without being super athletic, but by adding more mobility and getting more in shape in his game will only help him. It'll especially help him in the defensive end because he's pretty weak in that area. Comparing him to guys like Joel Embiid and definitely Rudy Gobert, He needs to work in his defensive game with his rim protection and even staying in front of guys and his opposing centers when he's playing them with. Right now, I think Nikola Jokic is the best center in the NBA with his consistent contribution to winning compared to guys like Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns. I'm excited to see how the Nuggets build around him. I'm hoping they can get him another guy because I think they can win a championship sometime in the future. They add another guy, plus Nikola Jokic and his greatness. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Shoutout with Hoops Times 2. Subscribe, love the NBA, the like button if you enjoyed this video. Peace out.